It's Wednesday. We're out in nature somewhere. It's at our property. Just different places every time, you guys. That's why it looks different all the time. And we're wearing green like we have been every day. I just realized for One Wellness this whole month. And we're going to probably wear green next time so that we can say October was a green month. And you know what all that means. It's Wellness Wednesday! How you guys doing today? Happy Wellness Wednesday. And we have something good for you today. And hopefully you don't need help with this. But if you do need help with this, then it's a good thing and it's relatively common that people do. Headaches! Hold that for a while, make it the cover photo. Too much fun doing these. Well, before we get into headaches, I'm going to give you a bunch of natural remedies for things. We're going to talk about, what different headaches present as. We're going to talk briefly about what causes them in simple and, again, what you guys can do about it, most importantly, right? But before we get into them, know that not every headache can be cured or approached with an at-home remedy. There are emergencies where you need to go to the ER. If you have a really, really bad, severe headache, and it's the worst headache of your life, go to the hospital. If you have a fever, if you have neurological symptoms, vision changes, a really, really stiff neck, and you can't even touch your chin to your chest. It's a meningitis thing. By the way, severe worst headache of your life could be subarachnoid hematoma, brain bleed in there. If you're over 40 and it's the first time that this has happened to you, if it's been progressively getting worse over time, go to the ER, my fine feathered friend. Could be very serious. All right? Probably don't just go to urgent care because they're going to send you to the ER. And people ask about the over 40 thing. Why over 40 if it's the first time? Well, if it's the first time that it happened, I want you to think, and you're 40, typically these headaches, they come on in younger people. It's like 20 to 30, really common, whatnot. Many different types of them. If it's the first time it happened, it could be due to something changing, right, as you've gotten older. And so if something's changing, we want to know what's causing that change. And it could be some vascular issue. It could be a mass, God forbid, right? It could be due to medications. It could be a lot of things, right? So it could be an infection, but you may have a fever with that and other signs. But just go and be safe and get it checked out. But nonetheless, here are 5 common types of headaches that I see all the time, some more than others. What they kind of present as, what causes them in simple, and what you can do for them. All right, tension headache, number 1. Tension headache feels like there's a band around your head. Your neck muscles and shoulder muscles, they're really tight. And this could be from something like poor posture or stress that's contributing to this tight musculature that's just like pulling your head and neck. It could be from lifting, say, upper traps, right? And you didn't loosen up after and do stretches and whatnot. I could show you that stretch at the end if you want. It's actually great after an upper trap day. But this tension headache, right? What can you do for it? I've seen a lot of success with chiropractic adjustments. I'm not just saying that because I'm a chiropractor. Well, I guess I would have to, because if I wasn't a chiropractor, I wouldn't be doing chiropractic adjustments. But there is success with chiropractic adjustments. Myofascial release, pretty much just loosening up all those muscles, obviously would bode well. Hydration and electrolytes, that's a big one, and that pretty much goes for all the headaches we're going to talk about. It does not hurt to do something really simple that could help. I say drink more water, get some electrolytes, put some Himalayan pink salt, have a lemon, right, in that water, things of that nature. If you have an electrolyte tablet, that could be good too. Mindfulness techniques, breathing, relaxation techniques, right? Try to reduce some of that stress if that's one of the causes. You could take some peppermint oil, and that essential oil, you could rub it on them temples right here. And it has the menthol, right, and that cooling effect, and help to take down inflammation and help to reduce some pain. I love organic essential peppermint oil. I have it in my office. I use it for a few different things, sinuses and headaches and whatnot. But it's good, and you can rub it, on the back of your head as well. Can't forget about magnesium. Magnesium glycinate is the one I'd probably recommend, specifically bisglycinate chelate. So BIS glycinate chelate. It's the best absorbed form. You could use citrate too, but it might cause a little jumble rumble up in the tummy. So if you got constipation, that's a great option for you. And if you don't, you might be pooing yourself all day. So maybe you go for magnesium glycinate. All right, so that's tension headache is number one. Number two, it's the one that everybody wants to talk about, that hopefully a lot of you don't have, but a lot of people have, migraines. Migraines, classic throbbing, keyword throbbing, also key one side. Typically one side, you have this throbbing sensation. Someone that's having a migraine, typically they're sensitive to light and sound, and sometimes an aura comes on before it hits them, at least with something like classical migraine, but not always, right? You don't necessarily need to have the aura for it to be pathognomonic for, being a migraine. And what causes them? Could be neurovascular dysregulation. Like you said, you were going to tell me in simple, my guy, neurovascular dysregulation. You know what dysregulation is, right? So it's not being regulated properly. There's some dysfunction going on. It's some not right stuff, right? In simple. Neurovascular, let's break it down. Like neurovascular is vascular system, right? Blood vessels and whatnot. So your nervous system and your blood vessels aren't communicating properly. Maybe they're constricting or dilating more in certain places, and, regulation is just off, right? So it could be that. It could be hormones. It could be mitochondrial stress is a big one. And so we can reduce that with things like antioxidants and So what can you do if you're having a migraine? What you can do is a lot of supplements, namely Feverfew, medieval aspirin. Feverfew is probably one of the best, if not the best proven. Examine says it's top. Other sources say other things are up there, and we'll mention them. But if you're going to go for Feverfew, make sure it's standardized for parthenolides, parthenolides, parthenolides. They're the bioactives in the Feverfew that are responsible for helping, potentially at least, with a migraine, right? So you want to look at what's causing all these things, by the way. These are things that could, help reduce the symptoms at the time, which you guys probably care about, but try to get to the root cause and see what's causing all this. I recommend changing up your diet and lifestyle and all that, and exercising and getting more sleep, being less stressed, and all those things. Just going for all five types of headaches, right? Aside from Feverfew, we have magnesium glycinate or bisglycinate chelate, even better, 400 to 600 milligrams in a day. Ginger, preferably standardized for gingerols if you are going to take a supplement, 500 milligrams in a day. You could also have fresh ginger. You could put it in a tea. What else do we got? Riboflavin, B2, 400 milligrams, shown some promise in trials. I wouldn't necessarily make it a top option, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Ubiquinol, aka CoQ10. That's another one, 100 milligrams 3 times a day. By the way, if you're going to take all these, don't necessarily take the high dose of everything. I would try one and see if it helps. Don't just make a crazy cocktail. You talk to your doctor before taking stuff, and figure out if it's right for you, right? Just make sure it's safe based on anything else you're taking medication-wise and any pathologies you have and whatnot. Okay, and that goes for everything we're mentioning here. Medical disclaimer. Can't get in trouble now. What else do we got? You could go for some lavender, right? Lavender and a little bit of caffeine could be helpful. A little bit is the key there, because if you have too much caffeine, it could actually make the migraine worse. So just a little bit, like 50 to 90 milligrams. All right, that's like a cup or a half of a cup of coffee's worth, just to put that into perspective. So we had tension headaches. We have migraines. We have cluster headaches at number 3. And we'll tell you why it's called a cluster. But what do we feel with a cluster headache? It's that piercing pain behind one eye. Super common presentation is like, oh my God, I'm just like, something's drilling one of my eyes. You could also have congestion, sinus stuff on that one side, right? If we had congestion, sinus stuff everywhere, that'd be a sinus headache most likely. You can see that one from a mile away. We'll talk about that next. But this is what we see with a cluster headache. Now, what causes that? Well, it could be nervous system dysregulation. It could be seasonal. And what can we do for it? Well, high flow oxygen therapy is actually number 1. But that's under medical supervision. So you guys are like, well, what the hell? I just had to mention it because it's just definitely the gold standard for a cluster headache. So if you have access to that, that could be really helpful. But you could also try capsaicin nasal cream. You could try that. And melatonin at night could be helpful. They say 10 milligrams, at least, a trial showed, was really helpful. It's a lot of melatonin, so I don't quickly recommend that to someone because you could be groggy the next day. I typically never recommend going up over 5 milligrams of melatonin, and I start people at 500 micrograms and work the way up, see if that helps, and right? But that's what we got for cluster headache. Sinus headache would be number 4, and you can't miss this one. I mean, you're all congested. You have pressure in the eyes, in the cheeks, in the forehead. Your nose is all congested, just, telltale classic. And it's going to be due to sinus inflammation, right? So you'd want to look at what's causing that inflammation first and foremost. Natural remedies to reducing inflammation. Now, if we're all congested, obviously it seems like a good idea to maybe get some hot steam you're going to breathe in, right? Or a hot shower, or a neti pot, or saline nasal spray, right? Something of that nature. You could also inhale, say, eucalyptus essential oil or essential peppermint oil. And you could take some anti-inflammatory stuff like bromelain is really good, 500 milligrams twice in a day. Vitamin C and quercetin definitely make the list as well. Sinus headache. So we got tension headaches, we got migraines, we got cluster headaches, we got sinus, and last but definitely not least is cervicogenic headache coming in at 5. And I see these all the time. Probably because I'm a chiropractor and people come in and they're like, my neck is really stiff. It's worse when I move it. They're all tight. It's going from my neck into my head. Those are classic signs of a cervicogenic headache. And what causes it is cervical dysfunction. It's also postural, ergonomic issues, so we're definitely going to want to correct those, right? But cervical dysfunction, namely the upper cervical. So I always check their C1 to C3. And 9 times out of 10, it's out, and adjustment helps a lot. And myofascial release really helps too. I can loosen those muscles. Sometimes these are confused for tension headaches and whatnot. But what else can we do? Well, we would definitely like to have an anti-inflammatory diet. You could try some of the magnesium. You could try some of the magnesium. Bisglycinate chelate would be great. Again, if you guys are late to the party, magnesium is good for a lot of these, and I think a lot of people are deficient in magnesium, so it's definitely something worth looking into. Some heat may be helpful, right? And that is what we got for you guys. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you don't have headaches, but if you do, now take it to the bank with you, baby. This is gonna help you every single day. Simple remedies. Look at the big things first and foremost, again, before you just take supplements. Yes, if you have the headache today, do some of the natural remedies that we discussed after talking to your doctor, whatever. Talk to ChatGPT also if you want. Test everything we've said, right? I always say that. I have no ego in this, right? So I'm trying to give you information that can improve your health and your life. That's my goal. That's always going to be my goal. That's why, I do these videos. That's why I treat patients in the practice. I do nutrition. I do this and that. It's, I'm not necessarily rich from it. The return on investment in wellness, it takes a lot of time, and I don't make any money on it, right? But I definitely feel good every day that I'm helping people. I'm getting messages from people, and they're telling me, oh, that helped with this or that helped with that. So feel free to share your story with me. Shoot me a message. It just absolutely makes my day. And if you have a question about any particular health topic, if it's relevant and I think it could help a lot of people, then I will make a video on it. All right? And we'll shoot you a notification when we're going to make it. And this way, you don't miss it. But try all the natural things first. I mean, correct your nutrition. Eat all whole food from nature. Get rid of all the processed foods, added sugars, refined flours. Stop eating really late at night before bed unless it's, some source of casein protein, something like yogurt and cottage cheese, obviously with no added sugar in the yogurt. Oikos Pro is the best one on the market. 2G is really good. If you like something flavored like vanilla. If you get plain Greek yogurt, you got a lot of options, as long as they don't have any other additives and this and that. Walk maybe after dinner, right? Simple stuff. If you don't want to go to the gym, just move. Try to get your heart rate up every week. Do mobility exercises, you know, get more sleep, be less stressed. Go outside and ground in the morning. It's just so great for regulating nervous system function, helping to relax you, lowering blood pressure, lowering inflammation, even pain, reducing even muscle soreness, potentially improving muscle recovery. Everything in the body's electrical. It's a simple thing I do every morning that helps. I drink Super U, helps give me energy and focus throughout the day. It is just a supplement, so think all food before that. But personally, and what's worked for me, you know, it's reducing inflammation in my body and improving blood flow, and you know, helping me to feel really good by regulating my hormone and neurotransmitter levels. So, you know, it's got my daily vitamins and minerals in it too. That I might miss from food. So, you know, I have that too. But just be a healthy person before you're just going to do these things to cure your headaches. And remember the telltale signs that I mentioned in the beginning of a medical emergency, a potential emergency, right? And it never hurts to just go in, be overly safe. All right. So, hope you guys are having a great day. And I hope you had a great week so far. Who do we got on here? My nose is getting rosy. It's getting cold now. Cold. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. How you doing? Super U is the best. Real Sammy, Disinobos. Ash, what's up? Glass, Clayton. Oh, Dan, I appreciate you. Aaron, what's up, baby? How are you? Brandon Malone, OG up in here. I haven't seen your ass in a while. Good to see ya. Marlo, Pew, thank you. Oh, Meg, you're so sweet. Aaron, Ayol Housen, it's Nicole. Nico, how are you? Sabrina, oh, you're so sweet, thank you. Danny, what's up, young stud? How you doing, my brother? Get a wave. Megan, you too. Get a wave. You guys get waves. And Sabrina, you're the first one on, so wave. If I didn't wave to you, I'm sorry. I wave to you now. As for now. That's all we got for you, folks. We'll see you next Wednesday, baby. I'm not sure where, not sure when, but I will see you guys then. Have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you so much, and happy wellness. Actually, I think I'm going to see you before Wednesday because the 1st is coming up, and it means Super U raffle time. So get excited for that. One of y'all that are a subscriber to When Wellness for only 99 cents a month. Small price to pay for a $65 value of a tub of Super U. I've lost a lot of money on it. We're going to get you some Super U. Yeah. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.